streaming live, tackling the topics everyone's talking about online. Share, engage, interact. This is Newsfeed Now.
And a good Thursday to you. Welcome to Newsfeed Now. We are oh so close to the weekend. This is about to be the fastest 20 minutes in news. We are doing things a normal newscast cannot do, and today it's a busy day. So let's jump right into the top trending topic right now. Hate groups. I hate to say it, but a new report shows hate groups in the United States have reached a record high. What's worse, it's the fourth straight year that number has risen. Mark Meredith has more from Washington.
The Southern Poverty Law Center says the number of hate groups in the U.S. is on the rise, up 7% last year alone.
We saw a big increase in the number of kind of these white nationalist groups.
Richard Cohen is the president of the SPLC. The watchdog group identified 1,020 hate groups operating in the U.S. last year. The SPLC says it also found a spike in the number of domestic terrorism cases.
You worried about hate violence. You worry about the coarsening of our society. You know, our social fabric has become frayed.
The SPLC blames political rhetoric, including comments made by President Trump, for the increase. The White House did not immediately respond to the report.
The FBI released its own report on hate crimes last November. The Bureau says it found the number of hate crimes is on the rise, jumping 17% between 2016 and 2017.
The SPLC's findings are available online and includes this map showing where it believes hate groups are growing.
There is no region in our country that is immune from hate. It's really, if you look at the map, it's really across the nation.
In the past, critics have labeled the SPLC's definition of hate as being too broad, but the group says it stands behind its data.
All right, Mark Meredith now joins us live from Washington. Mark, 4 years running that this number has continued to go up. Is it surprising each and every year for politicians there in D.C.?
We haven't heard too much political reaction, but I had a chance to speak with the president of the SPLC yesterday, and he said he wasn't necessarily surprised by this, but these numbers have fluctuated over the last couple of years. You mentioned the last 4 years seeing an increase. They saw a decrease there right after probably the early 2010s. They did see a little bit of a drop-off after the midterm elections then. But it's been interesting to see how these numbers have fluctuated quite a bit.
What about surprise for you that this committee is saying that this could be because of political rhetoric? Obviously, politics is divisive right now. It has been. It's one way or it's the other. It's left or right. What are your thoughts when you hear something like that coming from this committee?
You bring up a great point. You know, you kind of say, well, wait a second, can this be politics? Because politics have been around for such a long time. But, you know, one thing struck me after we put our story out yesterday, because we put it out at 4:30 Eastern. About an hour and a half later is when we heard about the FBI arresting the Coast Guard member who is alleged to have been plotting a domestic terrorism attack. And what's interesting is, according to the Department of Justice, and again, these allegations are just that, allegations, they're saying that it was political rhetoric that may have motivated this person to start plotting a potential attack. So I think when you hear something like that, it really kind of brings it home that this isn't just theoretical here, that these political discussions, these political fights, rhetoric, whatever you want to call it, are having an impact on the social discourse here, and not only in D.C., but around the country.
Mark, you said in the piece that the White House has not responded. Do you expect for them to respond?
No, I think there's quite a bit going on. I don't think that this is going to get much more attention than the story that it came out yesterday. You know, obviously, like I said, the Coast Guard story is having an impact. We aren't seeing the president today until late in the evening. He's got an event about 6 o'clock Eastern, so we won't have a chance to ask him about it today, and then he'll be out of the country next week. So I don't anticipate we're going to hear from the White House, but however, I'm not necessarily this wouldn't be necessarily uncommon because they've picked, you know, the White House chooses which stories they'll respond to.
Mark Meredith reporting for us out of Washington. Mark, thanks so much. We appreciate that. He covers the White House for us right here on Newsfeed Now. Teens fighting. It's a reality in schools across the South. I remember seeing fights and arguments as early as junior high school. But a recent squabble in Louisiana is causing a stir online. It was all caught on video. Two teens wrestling, throwing punches. One is shoved, hitting his head on a concrete bench. Dalford Jones shows us the fight and how the district and law enforcement are responding.
The two boys in the video are students at Acadiana High School. The fight happened around 10 a.m. Tuesday. Since then, both students have been charged criminally. The young man in the white shirt faces a charge of second-degree battery. The young man in the dark shirt is charged with disturbing the peace by fighting.
One of the juveniles sustained a head injury by striking one of the benches when he was shoved. Katy ambulance was called due to some signs of possible concussion.
According to officials, the boy is fine and tests for a traumatic injury were negative, but he still faces charges in addition to punishment by the school district.
Both students, the individuals involved in that, will be disciplined according to parish policy.
Dalford joins us now from Lafayette, Louisiana. Dalford, first off, let's talk about the woman who took the video. It's my understanding she has been arrested. Walk me through the state law of posting criminal activity.
Right. Well, just to clarify, it was her son that captured the video. Okay. He's a student at the school. He brought it home. Mom, this fight happened at school today. Here's a video I shot. So she gets the video from her son and uploads it to Facebook. What we were able to find about this law, let's see, RS, Louisiana Law 107.4. It's unlawful to post a video of a criminal activity for notoriety or publicity. So what happens here, you've got this mom who has this video she's got from her son, uploads it to Facebook for that notoriety. It's shared dozens of times, is one of the items that police reference to. So we've been doing a little digging into it. It looks like it passed in 2008. Since then, I've reached out to the author of the bill, who is a state representative in Shreveport. I've got a call in with her, as well as some of the co-authors who are from our area. I actually have an interview set up at 1 o'clock this afternoon, just to get some more information about why they wanted to put this, or why they want to pass this legislation.
Delbert, if you search Acadiana right now on any social media forum, this fight is what pops up. I'm going to use a pun. It's got to be a black eye for that school.
You know what? I would imagine so. A school that's been highlighted for their success in academics as well as athletics. I think in the past 5 years they won like 4 state championships in football. But I should say, I should have mentioned this off the top. The kid is okay. I know you guys heard that in the story. But seeing that video and hearing some of these sound effects, you would think something pretty drastic may have happened to that kid. But he is okay. He was cleared by medical professionals, and he's back home today.
All right, so you talked to the school district there. What caused the fight? Do they know right now what this was about?
Still under investigation. Police Chief Leger, he couldn't tell us exactly what it was just yet. We didn't want to speculate, and come up with something on our own. Police say it's still an investigation. They haven't released that info to us.
Still surprising. Obviously, this is one you're not going to just do one story on. You're going to continue to follow this up, correct?
Absolutely. We're following up today on the law because initially we were covering the fight, and later in the day we learned that the woman who posted the video online had been arrested. So people post fight videos all the time on social media, so that's something we're looking into, especially if this law has been in effect for the past 10 years.
All right, Delford reporting. Thank you so much. Again, interesting stuff there coming. What is your most treasured item? For me, it's one I meant to bring out here for Newsfeed Now, and I forgot. I have to be honest with you. It's my fantasy football trophy. I mean, I'm surprised it's not currently in my safety deposit box. Probably is because I don't have a safety deposit box. But seriously, here's a real example. My father-in-law tells a story about Elvis Presley coming to his hometown. Butch is his name. He was backstage. Elvis was taking a smoke break. The conversation is not talked about much, but the autograph on a napkin still sits in his safety deposit box, although I've never seen the napkin. Jeremiah Cook now joins us from Missouri with one of the more odd things you might have ever found in a bank box.
State Treasurer Scott Fitzpatrick says 1 in 10 Missourians has unclaimed property. And when it comes to safe deposit boxes, after a few years, they end up here.
We get about 1,000 per year that come in that have to be opened and inventoried.
Those safe deposit boxes end up in the state treasurer's office when someone hasn't paid for the use of the box for 5 years. And when they get to the Capitol, they have to be inventoried.
There's always 3 people in the room at any given time, and they open the boxes and basically inventory what's in there. They enter that into a computer so that we know who each item belongs to.
Some of the things they find are valuable.
I mean, we have over $50,000 worth of gold coins here.
Some are, well, unusual.
We have a clown suit here that was in a safe deposit box, so I've been excited to show everybody that.
And others generate a lot of questions.
Before I was treasurer, they found a change of clothes, a ski mask, and a handgun.
But most of the time, it's family heirlooms, like pictures and medals.
When these folks in the Unclaimed Property Division are opening these boxes, they're learning a little bit about these people and, you know, kind of their story, their life story. And
for now, these items will be stored while Fitzpatrick's staff looks for their owners.
After a period of like 4 or 5 years, that if we haven't found who it belongs to, we then have to go ahead and take it and auction it at the Unclaimed Property auction.
All right, Jeremiah now joins us live from Joplin, Missouri. Jeremiah, how shocked were you to see a clown costume sitting there that had just been lost away through years in a safety deposit box?
Well, you know, it was certainly something I didn't expect to see when I walked in. I knew that they found some unusual stuff, baseball cards. There was even a handwritten land grant from President Benjamin Harrison, but the clown suit was definitely the one that kind of took the cake.
Did you try it on?
No, sir, I did not.
Right.
I did suggest to the state treasurer that it might help him publicize it a little bit if he did an ad campaign with it.
I don't think that's a horrible idea. I did see a card autographed by Stan Musial. That's got to be fantastic just to see that one.
You know, it was. My favorite of the baseball cards, though, was there's one in there from Ken Boyer. The Boyer family's actually from right here in the Joplin area. There were several brothers played for the Cardinals, and it was kind of a special thing to see that.
Yeah, without a doubt. All right, so the process here for that treasurer there in Missouri is going to give it a few years, try to track down the owner, and then it's up for grabs, right?
Yes, sir, that is correct. I believe it's 5 years. They'll try and track down the rightful owners. Then it goes into the unclaimed property auction, and they'll hold on to the money just in case anybody does come back to claim it. The only exception is the military medals. Those will be held on to forever.
All right, I want to get to the treasurer talking about having a gun in one of those. It sure gave the appearance that may have been used in some illegal activity. Could anything be done in that case?
Well, there's a lot of questions about that. I told the treasurer that, you know, I'd really like to meet whoever had that and ask him a couple of questions. I've got the feeling the Highway Patrol would like to ask him a few questions as well.
Without a doubt. Any idea how much any of that stuff usually goes for? Do you give you numbers kind of for folks that are going to come in there and bid?
No, sir. It kind of goes back and forth. I do know that there's roughly $1 billion worth of unclaimed property just in the state of Missouri, a tremendous amount of money. I think it kind of depends on who's bidding as to how much some of that goes for.
If it's a clown costume, I may bid a few dollars on that one.
I was going to say, I could see that one bringing in a lot of money.
Jeremiah, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Before we go on to our next story, let's bring up camera number 2. Matt Sewell, how much money are you bidding on a clown costume, my friend?
None.
Now, don't give me that. Look at these pictures right here. I'm pulling up. I think you could pull this one off, right? Guys, what do y'all think? Matt Sewell in one of these?
Yes. You pay for it, I'll wear it. How about that?
If I pay for it, you'll wear it.
I'll wear it for one show if you buy it.
One show or one day? Give me a day at the office.
Fine, one day.
One day. Let's see. Amazon. What size are you, Matt?
Probably a medium.
All right, we'll do it for the Halloween edition of Newsfeed Now. 1 year ago right now, I was in South Korea for the Winter Olympics. I did some fun stuff I never thought I would be able to do, like eating fermented cabbage, shopping in the Gangnam district of Seoul, and then there was this PC bong. Tim, if you could roll that video for us. Dozens of Koreans pack in around computers for hours at a time just to play video games. It's a pass for the gaming world that is now being felt in South United States. 15 states offer gaming as a varsity sport, including Alabama.
A lot of them just had that natural hunger to compete. You know, they had that competitive drive. They just found a different outlet to do it than traditional sports.
Do you think you would do a sport if this wasn't a sport option?
Not really.
All right, so esports is coming. It's here, actually. Several states are involved in this, including Alabama, Arkansas, lots of states. Dana Winter now joins us. Dana, obviously, this is one of those things that you're not used to hearing about, but it's the reality. The gaming world is taking over high school sports.
It is. It's huge. If you actually ever see these games, they're played in packed arenas with hundreds of people there and thousands more watching on from streaming services or just watching it on TV. It's really crazy just how much it's really blown up. There are actually 3 games the kids can play right now. They're League of Legends, Smite, and Rocket League. And the easiest one I can explain to you is Rocket League because it's just soccer, but you're a race car.
Wait a minute. Soccer, that you're a race car. I don't get it.
So you as a player, you are a race car and you are trying to score goals. It's just like a game of soccer, except instead of people playing, there are race cars playing.
All right, so you talk to some of these kids, some of these students. Would any of these students be playing other sports, or is this their outlet? Is this their getaway? Is this their chance to connect in high school?
You know, one of the students I actually talked to, it was really sweet, and it's something that I've been looking at all morning. He told me he wouldn't be playing any other sports if this wasn't an option. And when I finished interviewing him, I asked him if he wanted to say anything else, and he was telling me how much he wanted to thank the school district because there was never an opportunity like this before. He said he's a gamer at heart, so having a way into college through gaming, that's just perfect for him. You know, 200 colleges and universities around the country are offering almost $10 million in scholarships for esports.
It is definitely blowing up. I know ESPN has started a gaming league that they're focused on. I'm looking at one of your tweets right now, though. 9 states have high school teams, 7 states have clubs. I'm assuming some of those are on their way to having it as an actual sport as well.
Yeah, so the clubs, they may just, be starting it as a trial phase and then convert over to a team. The company that they're running the esports games through as well is also expanding. So last semester, the fall semester, they really only had 1 game, the League of Legends. This spring semester, they added Smite and Rocket League, and that's when Alabama jumped on board saying, our students want to, play all these games and they want these options as well, but they wanted more options. On their website, PlayBS says they're already planning to release 2 more games, but they haven't said what those will be. So maybe with those, more states will jump on board.
Dana, before you go, is there any concern that all of this research that's come out that says screen time is bad, is that playing a factor into this stuff?
Well, I mean, screen time may be bad, but I mean, you're getting it on your phone anyway. Screen time is kind of inevitable at this point, I think. And for this sport, I just think it's so cool, all of the added bonuses with it. You're not going to get injured unless you're spraying your finger from maybe pushing the keys too hard, getting very excited. You're sitting at home, you're sitting or at school, you don't have to travel anywhere, so there's not even a danger with travel. Everything is super safe with this sport, and I think that's one thing that the parents love too.
All right, Dana Winter, thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time out of Mobile, Alabama. We'll see you next time here on Newsfeed Now. All right, we got a little bit extra time, so it begs the question, what is the best video game of all time? Let's go to our control room right now. Matt Sewell, we'll start with you. Your favorite video game of all time?
Of all time?
Of all time.
Halo.
Halo. Okay, Tim, directing, what's your favorite?
Zelda.
Zelda? All right, who's in audio? Is Josh in audio?
Yeah.
Josh, what do you got in audio?
Zelda, hands down.
Zelda still? Steve, you're a break dancer, not really a gamer. What's your favorite video game?
Galaxine.
Galaxine? I don't know that. And who right now is working graphics? That's Steven?
Henry.
Henry on graphic. Henry, what's your favorite?
He doesn't have one.
He doesn't have one. It's going to be a wrestling game, I'm sure, right? I see Ed in there. We still have time. Ed, what's your favorite video game of all time?
Of all time?
Of all time.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Yes.
We got some good ones. I don't think there's any argument that my game is actually the best game. Super Mario Brothers 3 is by far the greatest video game ever made. I don't think, though, that you would be able to do that as high school sports, because everybody would know how to beat it. Matt, did you tell me something? What'd you say?
Yeah, I was saying, knowing you, it'd probably be like the Olympics or something.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Mallory Brooks is walking in right now. Mallory, what is your favorite video game of all time?
But I didn't know I was doing this. I came to ask Matt a question. Video game?
Favorite video game?
What is the thing where you save the princess? It was the original one?
Zelda?
No, this is old school.
Mario.
Yeah, like original Mario and then Knockout.
Knockout? That's well done.
Punch Out.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? That's a good one. I got a story about that, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I sold that game for way more than it was valued for. I guess that's my way of paying for another video game. Thanks for joining us for Newsfeed Now. We wasted enough of your time over the last couple of minutes talking about video games. But hey, on Twitter, on Facebook, hashtag Newsfeed Now, tell me what your favorite video game is and tell me, am I wrong that it, without a doubt, is Super Mario Bros. 3? We'll see you tomorrow on your smartphone or iPad for Newsfeed Now at 11.